100% of the problems that we will face. I'm pretty optimistic that we will overcome as a society. Now, there are some animals also that are ugly. Have you seen chickens? For real.
This is my first ever baking experience.
And I think this is a nice easy one too, because we're not actually going to be baking, which is a cool thing.
Oh.
It's a cake, but it's not a cake.
Okay.
It's called like an icebox cake because you just like soak like cookies in liquid, and then over time when it sits in the fridge, which is perfect because we'll be giving to Emilio tomorrow. You make a dozen cookies. Are you gonna eat a dozen cookies?
Yes.
You would eat a dozen cookies by yourself?
I have.
Are you serious?
Multiple times.
That's not that crazy, but still. I'm sad.
I'm trying to do more things with my left hand.
Because you think it's imbalanced?
No, it'd just be cool to be coordinated with both hands since I'm already not. My feet are more coordinated than my hands.
Can you kick well with both legs?
Can I kick ball with both?
No, like kick the ball well with both legs.
Yes. You know, I was born a right-footed player, and then I found out Messi was left-footed, so I switched. So now I'm right-handed and left-footed. And, this is funny, Raheem is left-handed, right-footed.
Cute.
So we're just...
A match made in heaven.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
We complete each other.
You guys should marry each other.
Maybe if I'm single in 5 years.
Is that actually your plan B right now?
This is a chocotorta. No way.
Okay, I couldn't find chocolinas, but it's a chocotorta.
Is it for me?
Yeah, him and I, we made it.
And you're recording this? No way. This is what the dulce leche was for. Did you record this while she was doing?
Well, yes.
He did most of the work.
No, this is tremendous.
She taught me.
I was set up to open this. This is incredible.
I didn't know it would look like that after. That's
that's
pretty
great.
cool.
No. Film it. Look at this. Record it. Film her. That's her goat, right there. No way. I wasn't expecting this.
It's not chocolinas though. I couldn't find chocolinas.
You weren't expecting it?
I was not expecting this.
Oh.
And I will try this immediately.
You have to try right now.
Of course I have to.
All right.
You're also gonna try it.
Yeah, I want to try.
You made it.
And we never played football.
Wait, when are you leaving?
No.
Oh, thank God.
But it's not season. I mean, if you play, let me know. I'm leaving in 2 weeks.
Wait, why are you leaving?
Because
For how long?
forever, sir.
Wait, what?
Yes.
He doesn't live here.
I don't live here. I'm gonna live in either Oklahoma, Texas, or Tennessee. Yeah, I gotta be there because of corn, right? What? Where you laughing?
It's his farming.
Where are you laughing?
No, I forget that you have a farming background too.
I work with corn.
Yes, I remember now. I'm just...
You're growing fast, man. The channel is growing fast. I'm very proud of you.
Thank you so much.
My her video had like,
Oh yeah.
what,
It has
2,000 views or something.
It has like 1.2, I think, K.
She made you famous.
TikTok.
Honest opinion, sir.
8 out of 10.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Are you being critical? I want criticism.
I'm being 100% serious.
Okay.
You know that I don't have a problem offending people, so
Yeah. Especially me, no.
yes.
Oh, these are good.
It's really good.
Can you please introduce yourself?
I am Emilio Molina, and I'm the co-founder of Semion. Semion is a biotech company restoring plants' ability to defend themselves against pests.
You were in Argentina, right?
Yes.
For how long?
So I moved to Argentina when I was 19 years old
To do what?
to do my company.
For Semion?
Yeah, for Semion.
Oh.
Actually, not. So I had the possibility to live in many places when I was growing up, thankfully, as an exchange programs. So I lived in Indiana, I lived in West Virginia for a month, and one of the trips that I made was to San Diego. and that was when I graduated high school. I was gonna graduate high school, and in that trip I met my current girlfriend that we have been together for the past 7 years. She's from Argentina, so I ended up moving to Argentina when I got back to Ecuador and graduated high school.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. And it ended up being the best thing that I could have possibly done in my life. Because thanks to that, I got diagnosed with a hip syndrome it was undiagnosed, and that in Ecuador, doctors told me I was crazy. So they sent me to a psychiatrist. They told me that I was imagining the pain that I was feeling in my back, and I couldn't walk for, let's say, from 3 to 4 days per week. I had to stay in my house and then go to school. They made me addicted to opioids at 14, 15 years old, which is, they used to put me IVs of opioids. And it was really hard. And then when I moved to Argentina, thanks to meeting my girlfriend, that was like I believe a lot in God, so that was like God sending me to that place to meet my girlfriend and move to Argentina. And I got diagnosed with this hip syndrome. So it was never the back, it was always the hips. And I got multiple surgeries, and now I'm able to even box, surf, wakeboard, do stuff that I love. And play football too.
Yes.
Soccer is not a word that I like, sir.
Right. Sorry. Football. Yeah. I would prefer to say football.
Yeah, we gotta work on that. Now that Messi is here, you guys, you gotta keep working on that.
Oh, that's true. You're leaving in 2 weeks because why?
So I'm leaving New York in 2 weeks because right now we are at the office of my investors, and I went through a program that is to accelerate my company, and basically I get investment, and we develop during 4 months tons of the science of the company and tons of the business side of the company, to end in a demo day, which is in a week, where we present what we did during this time to investors, and then we go off and keep building the company with new investment, with new partners, and with all the development that we did during these 4 months, which will be in all the countries that we operate, and in the US. So we operate in Argentina, in Brazil, in Paraguay, and in the US. But in the US, we operate in the southern part of the country. So we are working in Florida, Texas, and Oklahoma. So now I'm actually going to multiple places in the Midwest and in the southern part of the US to find the new base for Semion, for us to scale now that we have new employees, new crops that we're treating, new diseases that we're treating, new partners here in the US, new investment, and grow from there. Right?
How do you find these places and make those new connections?
Basically, specifically in the case of southern part of the US, so as we work with pests, right, with agriculture, we have multiple problems that I come from an agricultural family in Ecuador, so that's what I did the company. I saw, since I was a child, how my father, there was an inverse correlation between putting more inputs into his crops and him making less money, which affected, of course, my life and my family's finance, right? And when I left my country and I met my current co-founders, who are all scientists, so I now work with PhDs from multiple subjects like chemistry, entomology, molecular biology, multiple things. I learned that the main problem is that plants have lost their natural defense mechanisms. That during domestication, we optimized crops for yield and size in detriment of resistance. And this resilience against pests was replaced with agrochemical inputs, which was amazing. So we were able to basically destroy poverty worldwide, which was tremendous, right?
That is crazy.
That is crazy. That's why we are here. That's agriculture is the main thing that made humans make the society that we have today. So I'm a big fan of that. However, now pests, we are increasingly conscious that they became resistant to the inputs that we replaced these defense mechanisms with. So that's why we now have to look for ways to control the same pests that they used to not be a massive problem. Now they are big threats to global agriculture. Pests, and that's the main reason we're coming here to the southern part of the US, that pests that are tropical are now moving into new places because of warmer winters.
Right.
So a pest that is currently destroying South America is coming to the US and has already been spotted in Texas, Oklahoma, Kansas, and even New York City, New York State. And this is a pest that is affecting corn. It is called the corn copper. And my team has been working with this pest for the past 13 years. So we were ready to tackle this pest, and we made trials in Argentina. And we got amazing results. We scaled the solution, and now we are here in the U.S. trying to prevent the U.S. Corn Belt from getting decimated like it happened in Argentina. And specifically Oklahoma and Texas.
Yeah.
It's because those are, I always say they are the perfect states for us to go and do the trials in during summer, which is great, is that we can do double season. So we can do, during the winter of South America, we can do the trials here in the U.S., and during the winter of the U.S., we can do the trials in Argentina. Not just for corn, but for other crops that we are also working with, like citrus and among others. Yeah, that's the specific pest.
Okay.
There are hundreds of them.
Yeah.
So we need tons of solutions. Whoever tells you that just one solution is going to be like the holy grail of controlling pests,
There's no one
it's
cure
lying.
all.
No, there is no. In my opinion, of startups and of capitalism as a way to allow people to, really smart people like my co-founders, to create these technological solutions for all these massive problems that we are facing and we will face as humanity. I'm pretty optimistic that we will be able to overcome all of them. 100% of the problems that we will face, I'm pretty optimistic that we will overcome as a society.
You have a lot of faith in the human race.
Of course I do. He was made by God himself, so I'm pretty optimistic with that we have all the tools within ourselves that we just need to explore more in order to solve all the problems that are eventually going to come for us. I started my entrepreneur career, if you will, by selling shawarmas at school. So when I was since I was like probably like 12 years old or 13, I started to sell stuff at school. And this was, so my school had tons of stuff that was prohibited to sell.
Okay.
From like the people who sell food at the school, like sodas, tons of junk food. It was like kind of illegal for them to sell these things to children, right?
Okay.
So I took advantage of it by buying stuff the day before I went to school, and I sold it like 2x the price or something like that. I think at one point I was making like $300 per month. Something like that.
Oh wow!
It was amazing. Tons of money selling shawarmas at school and Coca-Cola and sodas. Yeah, I love the craft of selling stuff.
Okay.
And so the way I found, so during my late teens, while I was going through this problem of my hips that I was not getting diagnosed, I had to find something to thrive for, so I didn't kill myself, basically. Because it was really hard to not being diagnosed, being called crazy by these doctors, like dozens of them that I visited in the country. And at the same time being in my bed, I had tons of free time to research stuff, right? So I started to see all these refugees who escaped communism in Venezuela. And I'm massively against communism, extremely against communism.
Can I put that in here?
You can definitely put that. I hate communism. So I thought, I like when you live in regions like mine, you really see what communism does to societies. And I started to see all these people who left Venezuela walking just because they couldn't live in their own country because of the dictatorship. So I'm against communism and I'm against the dictators. And so what happened was that you saw the little child, like children leaving Venezuela by foot with their feet burned, and with tons of really hard things like them getting raped, tons of raping of children. It's super sad. You could actually get traumatized by just talking to these people and realizing that 5-year-old kids saw their father getting shot at in front of them by the rulers, by the people who the dictator pays to basically defend the dictatorship, enforce the dictatorship. Their goal was not to stay in Ecuador. It was to go to either Peru, Chile, and other countries. And so you get also tons of bad people, if you will, when you get massive migration waves. But you also have like children, like 3-year-old children, and like tons of good people. Something that I found now is that basically what I did was making a company that, for two reasons. The first one is that I wanted to make a company to make money. I wanted experience because I love chocolate, so I wanted to make chocolate and have the experience of having a manufacturing chocolate company.
Okay.
And the other reason was to help these people because I couldn't help myself. So as I it's like I needed to solve someone's pain. That's what I found now, after all these years. It's like I did that because I couldn't help myself. I wanted to help someone ease their pain. So that's why I did it, and we were able to. We sold thousands of chocolates, and we were able to basically what we did is sell these chocolates. We went bigly on social media, like tons of investment in social media. We sold tons of chocolates through social media. We were able to export the chocolate, tons of recurring revenue on the chocolate, competing with nice brands for a while, and we were able, especially to help almost like 150 families by giving. We were collaborating with a shelter, and we were giving them 6 months of food, the shelter, because the problem was that they were in the shelter for 3 days and they had to leave, and the government is so inefficient at handling stuff that when they left, they didn't have the capacity to do something with these people. So these people were in the streets. So this not only creates massive poverty, like increasing poverty by these people being in the street, but it also creates potential rapes, potential murders.
Oh, right.
It just makes society worse. So what I said is, okay, I need to solve this problem because clearly the government is not going to do it. If we wait for the government to do it, they're not going to do it because they're inefficient at doing their work.
Right.
That's also a philosophy of mine. I'm a libertarian. So I decided to solve the problem by myself, and that's what I did. I got a team together. We did that with the shelter, and we were giving them 6 months of food. We were paying for 1 to 2 months of shelter, of rent for these people, naturalization, so they could work in Ecuador. Because you get, in this type of migrations that are massive, you get like architects living by food, like engineers. So I found actually like civil engineers and architects and chefs and tons of stuff of people that have actual like things that they did in Venezuela. And they had to convalidate titles, for example, so we paid for that so they could work in Ecuador. So always helping families and people who are of good value for the country, right? We don't want to help bad people. We wanted to help good people establish themselves in the country and pay taxes and be good citizens of the country.
Right.
And we were able to do that, so that was super cool.
Wow.
Great experience.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
Is there any thought that kind of like reoccurs in your head as you're working? Let's say, I don't know, if you're having like a rough day and you feel like stuff isn't going well, that kind of drives you like through the day?
Yeah, this is a great question. Actually, I was talking about this with another guy like 3 days ago. And he was like, so like what gets you, I know about your family and stuff, bananas, things. What gets you out of bed? Like quite literally. And I said, being able to walk.
Oh.
Like being able to walk without pain is quite literally what makes me appreciate just being able to walk. Because when I was a teen, for many years, I used to just be in such a big pain that I was walking in the street. And I remember the first time I suffered the pain. So I had to stop in the street and I just laid in the floor and I was there like for 5 hours because I was not able to move because of the pain. I remember that like it was yesterday, so clearly. So every single day I try to remind myself that just being able to do what I do is a privilege by itself because I'm free of the pain that I used to have. And that there is tons of people who are in the same situation. That's what I love about, for example, I have friends who are working towards eliminating cancer, like 100% of it.
Wow.
I have friends working in longevity. I have friends working in this cool stuff. When you work in these type of environments with all these amazingly smart people, like my co-founders that I get to learn from every day, from my fellow, entrepreneurs in the same batch that we are at IndieBio, which is these amazing offices, the IndieBio team itself. And to be honest, all the crazily amazing people that you meet in cities like New York, in places like, I go a lot to Austin. In Austin, I have friends doing like nuclear stuff and you know, tons of climate stuff. It's just impossible to not be optimistic watching all these people do all this crazy stuff.
You see the motivation everywhere. You see the passion everywhere, and you
Like
see
yourself, sir. I see you working as towards the goal of being this, you know, of living off your creativity and basically creating art and things of value for society, right? By expressing yourself and doing content and wanting to do, you know, like the movies and the TV shows. That just inspires me, man. Like watching people thrive for their dreams and to create something of value for society. That makes me, you know, like wanted to do stuff. That motivates me. Watching people motivates me. And I learn a lot from being in these type of cities with crazy people doing crazy stuff.
That's kind of why I wanted to start this like whole interview thing, so I can learn what other kind of people there are and what they do, why they do it, like why it's so exciting to them. Like everyone has their own reason, right? And for you, it's walking first, and then you meet all these people and it compounds, and you start learning more things, and you want to do more and more and more.
I mean, your last interview, for example, Marie. Marie is the founder of a company that I really like. She's my friend, and she's your friend too. And she's incredibly smart, and also incredibly capable of transforming an industry. And just the thought of Marie transforming an industry, for example, basically what she does is that she's working on material sciences to replace bad stuff for good stuff. And her first product is a thing for a burrito that you can put it so it doesn't break.
Oh yeah,
right?
yeah.
And you can eat it. So she's replacing plastics, for example, that you grab your food on, and you quite literally can eat that thing.
Yes.
Right? So I'm a big hater of microplastics. Right?
Okay.
Big hater. And I told her, I really want you to replace the plastic that is on my cheese and on my meat, because I love meat and I love asados. And so what I do is that I buy this meat that is in plastics. And she has the capacity and logically of her company to replace those plastics that are wrapping my meat that I eat in not that long period of time. So she's working towards that. And just the thought of all these people working on so many different things, like those guys that you see there, they're working on mining.
Yeah.
And they want to optimize mining to not be extremely contaminated for the environment, and basically cheaper and better for the health of the people working there. So that's super random. Like, how do you get to that? But they are doing it. And they're in every single industry, in every single thing, even the wrapping of the meat that Marie is gonna change.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna eat my meat free of microplastics.
Yes.
Hopefully. In every single thing, you see all these people doing crazy stuff. So just watching those things and being exposed to these crazy people is what, you know. And I want to pay for that.
And you want.
So I love capitalism. I really want to pay for that. So Marie is working on something that I want to pay for, right? So that's the beauty of capitalism. There is always someone you're willing to pay for a better camera, right?
Yes.
Imagine, that's beautiful.
I do always want a better camera.
I can imagine. You know, you're gonna make so much like better videos of you playing football with a better camera, with a zoom in and stuff, like you making goals.
Who do you admire?
So there's two people that I really admire, because of course my family, my father and my mother are people who I admire a lot. My brother and my sister too. My girlfriend, who she's studying medicine, she's an incredible woman. I'm pretty lucky to have her. And they inspire me because they try for better stuff, right? Always. But when you go to specific people that I can relate to and I really admire and try to replicate what they did, there are two people. The first one is Dyson. So the guy who made the vacuums.
Okay.
That guy is just unbelievable. If you watch, like, you should read his book. He has a book.
He has a book.
He has two books, I think.
What is this book?
His book is about 90% of the book is just how he failed until he won.
Oh.
Quite literally.
Okay.
So he failed so much. Like but he never got tired of failing.
Okay.
Until he eventually made Dyson.
Okay.
Which is his name, and he made the best products in the world for what he liked, which was vacuums and hair dryers and stuff.
Okay.
That's the first guy. And the second one is Douglas Tompkins, which is the founder of the North Face.
Oh.
That guy and his wife. But that guy is amazing because he used 100% of his money to restore nature in South America. So he's not from South America, right? He's American.
Okay.
But he bought land in Argentina and Chile to make national parks that he built from scratch, from land that was destroyed,
And
just to
managed-
bring back extended species. So
I did
now
not
in
expect
Argentina,
that.
listen to this. In Argentina, we have jaguars, thanks to that guy. There is a national park called Iberá,
Okay.
which I'm a big fan of. I'm a big fan of jaguars. I love jaguars. Big cats, but jaguars specifically. I love those things. They have been a big passion of mine since I was a child. And I have always been inspired by Tompkins and his mission of restoring biodiversity in the world, specifically in South America, because I'm South American, right? And I just get super inspired by the fact of the legacy that he's leaving behind, not just with the brands that he has built, not just with the companies and with all the money, with his family. He's a family man. I want to be a family man. I want to have kids, get married, all those things.
I think you're very on track for family man. Your personality is very family man.
I hope.
No, you are.
I hope I want to have
You
tons
are.
of.
Everything you've told me so far is very related to the love that you have for people. And I think your love, your inspiration, your passion, everything points to very family-oriented personality. So I think you're definitely, and the way you talk about your family and your girlfriend is very loving.
Hopefully, we gotta have tons of kids.
Okay.
Like with Tompkins specifically, that guy, I really like that he built. So he died sadly in an accident. He created one of the biggest parks in South America, and two of them actually, or multiple in Chile and Argentina. And then he gave that to the government. So his family doesn't own the land.
Oh wow.
It's not his land anymore. It's like he made that just for the love of life. He was a guy that loved life and lived it to the fullest. And his wife does the same. Now, she worked at Patagonia too. So like they're like an amazing couple that did great stuff and did everything. So now, Argentina can enjoy having big cats again in the north of the country, and we have jaguars now. Which is tremendous, and these people are rewild and they're doing an amazing job. So I want to be exactly that, like that guy.
Wow.
Yeah, I try to project myself in that direction too, like having my family and saving jaguars. That would be tremendous.
Do you have any pets?
Yeah, I have a dog. Her name is Antonia.
Antonia?
Antonia.
Oh. You don't like small cats?
I love cats, yeah.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I enjoy dogs because dogs are funnier, to be
Yes,
honest.
true.
It's really fun to have a big dog. You can go to the park and play with the dog, and the dog will...
You seem like a dog guy.
No, there are some animals also that are ugly. Have you
Like-
seen chickens? For real. Chickens are fucking horrible animals. How they look.
Do you like eating chicken?
Yeah, I love eating chicken. Actually, I love eating cows. So I used to be a vegan actually for 3 years, because I love animals and I love freedom.
Oh,
So
okay.
I'm a libertarian. So I became a vegan because of that. Because
Okay.
I also wanted the freedom for animals. But eventually, I learned that that was not the best for me and my philosophy. And I now buy regenerative agriculture based cows.
Okay.
You have tons of that in Argentina and in South America. You have tons of options of that. In the US, I think you also have. So I try to buy my meat from those sources, and I love eating meat. Now that I live in Argentina, not anymore. Like now, I'm starving for an asado. I haven't eaten asado in like 6 months. I really want an asado. You should come with me to South America, eat good asados. In Texas, you also have good meat. So when I go to Texas, I get to eat very good barbecue with my friends there and with producers and farmers in Texas. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Now we have no legs.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Are they like activated by motion?
Yes.
Do I have to like...
You have to walk.
What's happening? Does a founder have to walk?